can I put the woman underneath the bed?
Yeah, there's room enough for you to shove
Do
her
that
under. She wasn't a very
relatively
big
quickly.
lady.
I probably should go ahead and find a way to feed it soon.
I've been riding horses since I was a young'un. I ain't gonna stop now.
A crystal ball, which kind of fits the aesthetic.
Is there a human skull over there?
I recommend you keep it civil, my guy. Or it will be the worst night of your life.
I'm an angel! Sorry, I have to play it. It is what it is. Alright, then I will be starting with Miss Thorwald. Thorwald. Depends how you want to say it.
Thorwald.
Lynn. I'll be starting with Lynn. Alright. Where we left off, you're able to stir yourself out of this haze that you found yourself in as you notice that Calamity was taking you towards Chicago, towards the city. You quickly got control of the reins and changed his direction. You are heading back to your farm. Now, it is your farm, so if you want, you can spend a little bit of time explaining how big your farm is, if you have any other animals that you raise, any chickens, pigs. If you want, you can feel free to let us know, but if not, we can just move forward. It's up to you if you want to talk about it.
Alright, from what I was thinking, she probably had some livestock. She probably would have had, yeah, that's my sister-in-law. She would have had some sheep, probably, and some... Have you ever heard of Anatolian shepherd dogs?
Okay.
They're well known for protecting livestock.
Alright.
Yeah, they're really great dogs.
Alright. Any chickens or pigs, anything like that?
Nah.
Okay.
Sheep and dog.
You know, can't go wrong. Cotton's not bad. Right. That sheep's delicious, but... You've had
wool?
dog, so...
No, I don't think she means the wool.
No.
Well, she said cotton's always good. And I was like, wait, don't you mean wool?
Wool, yeah.
She gives you wool.
Yeah.
I played Minecraft
Did you really?
back in like alpha.
Okay. Well, you make your way back. It is, of course, late at night. Sun won't be rising at least for a few hours. Wildlife, quiet. Dogs, alert, but quiet. Seems like even the chirping of the birds that echo out into the night, rather annoying most of the time. You don't even hear that. Eerily quiet. Strangely peaceful at the same time. But you bring Calamity back and get him set up in the stables. Now, you always breed usually one horse at a time. And I mean, with the amount of training you put into that horse, you make plenty of money just doing it, a few at a time. The stables is plenty of room for the one. You could easily fit probably 5 horses in here, but enough room for Calamity to run around, maybe cause a little bit of ruckus, get himself comfortable. And so, he seems to take kindly enough feel for the place. Close up the stables. As you look, as it's not quite yet the color of the sky has begun to change, but you know it will shortly. You head inside. Get yourself something to eat out of the fridge. Pull open a bag. Whether you rip it open or just puncture it with your teeth, you get yourself something to eat to wane off the crushing hunger of the morrow that it brings. Is there anything else you would like to do before you go to bed?
She probably would have done a little bit of research on what the name of the horse she heard.
All right.
Personally.
Do for me then. Let me look at what your best stats are. Let's make this fair for you. Let's do wits and investigation.
So let me pull it up real quick.
Should be 6 dice for you.
Right, trying to
No, you're good.
figure out how this thing moves.
You're trying to use the dice roller.
Mm-hmm.
Go down to full roll, and what you'll go ahead and do
Okay.
is do in the parentheses. The first number will be 6. The second number will be 10.
Okay.
And then it'll only do one roll of that when you click roll, and that'll show up in the roll history.
Okay, so 60-10? Or was it 40?
60-10, yeah.
Yeah, 60-10.
Alright.
And then if it's 1 to 5, it's a fail. 6 and above, it's a success.
Yeah, there's 3 successes.
Okay. Alright, you do, I mean, everyone's got internet this time of age. You can easily just do a Google search, as you have been given at least something to look up. Now, the first thing that pops up is you're going to learn is it seems like this type of horse, I'll put it that way, is known through, I mean, you see it through Irish history, known as, they're like water horse is the best way to put it. They often just submerge from water, oftentimes even just laying and waiting, and they're rarely nice, I'll put it that way. They are aggressive, for sure, territorial. With that, 3 successes, you said.
Kind of similar to a Kelpie?
Very similar, yes. Kelpie is, you know, a little like Scottish, Celtic, yes, exactly. It seems like it's kind of where it branched from. You also find some funny things, like has been seen in video games. You will find some Final Fantasy information, which is always fun, but mostly, yes, it is just a, let's say a very similar creature to it would be a Nixie. But they are just that. I mean, it's, how they describe it is kind of what you're looking at. They usually have a more wolf, aggressive-like face, but the body of the strongest breed of horse. Color can vary. And sometimes it seems like in the lore they can even shapeshift, often inhabiting something that could easily swim. Not so much shapeshifting into like a human or something like that. Well, you get at least where the idea came from, especially from its appearance. Now, can this thing actually shapeshift in water and do these crazy things? Well, to be honest, look at you, look at what you are, who knows? But it's definitely something that you might need to find out. Anything else you would like to do before you go get some rest?
I check on the dogs and the sheep real quick and then probably head in.
Alright, yeah, you check on the dogs, just fill up their water, go check on the the sheep, make sure they have enough to eat, their stalls are clean, especially because sheep are known to be rather messy. You just make sure they're taken care of for the night, that they're warm, that they're comfortable, and that, you know what, nothing snuck in, though your dogs are very vigilant. It's a quiet night. You notice right away, and go ahead and do me a favor. Roll for me a social, which most likely will probably be your charisma at a 3, and your animal can. This isn't a horse, so you only get the 3. So you're rolling 6d10, just like last time.
That one got me 4 successes.
All right. Picking up on both the dogs and the sheep, you get the sense that they are nervous, a little skittish. The dogs seem a little bit more aggressive than they normally are, even to you. And the sheep, when you just walk in, they seem to be trying to get as much distance from you as possible.
Under mine.
It seems, yeah, they usually are quite happy, both of them, to see you, but something has them off put. But nevertheless, they should be okay for the night and for the day, since you will be sleeping until the sun goes back down. Anything else?
She could be. Obviously, she would try and make sure that the area that that Calamity's in would be very much secure, so that none of her animals, the other animals, would possibly get hurt.
Okay. Yeah, you make sure all the doors are closed. I don't know if you want to bar anything down, but make sure that at least there's no way that a dog's going to be wandering in. No sheep will get lost and make its way in here. Most definitely make sure that, unless this horse does some crazy maneuvering, there's no way it should just be getting out. It's going to have to break its way through if it was to do that, and well, that's absurd.
Sure. I don't trust it at all.
I don't trust you, demon horse.
Yeah, yeah, a fence is gonna keep that thing in.
We'll
period?
see. We'll see. If my dogs die, I'm gonna be really upset.
No, it doesn't matter about the sheep. If you lose a sheep or two, that's fine. Just don't kill the dog.
Yeah, the dogs are.
Well,
The sheep are livestock. The dogs are family.
you're
Exactly.
nervous as you get yourself to bed. Make sure that all your windows are barred. No sunlight that comes through. Everything is locked so no one accidentally wanders their way in and tries to do you a favor by opening up a blind sheet, a window seal or something. So, nope. You make sure everything's locked up. You know this. You've done this millions of times. You are as full as you'll ever be as you know this curse, and you get yourself some rest. Did you awake? The sun is now, it's just a little bit of red as the night sky now begins to take hold. First thing that you notice as you get up, go ahead and do me a favor. Roll me 1d6. We will see if you are awaking hungry.
Is it D6?
Just 1d6. Oh, did I say d6 again?
Yeah.
Why do I keep saying d6? Why do I do that? Do I play too much D&D?
That's why I was a little confused.
It's a d10.
Okay.
I keep doing that. D6s and d20s, yeah. You never use a d10 in D&D.
I got
Wow.
a 2.
Or D12.
Right. You got a 2? Okay, on your character sheet, you will find on the left-hand side towards the bottom, it'll say health, willpower, humanity. Underneath
Right.
that will say hunger. Go ahead and put 1 hunger in.
Okay.
You awake, and the first thing that you notice is that beast is stirring. It's hungry. Blood bags sate it, but you know that it finds no enjoyment in this life that you have forced upon it. It's easiest for you, it's safest for you, but this beast does not care. It wants more. And it's quiet still. Still, you are not awoken to the sounds of those birds. Not only are you awoken to the sound of your sheep, it's just quiet. Just like when you went to bed. So what would you like to do first? You're hungry, it's quiet, you have a demon horse.
Yeah, she's gonna check on the horse first.
Alright, you quell that beast to tell it too bad, so sad as you beeline towards the barn where it's being kept in its stable. First thing you will notice. Okay. First thing you will notice is where the horse was brought in through the big old barn doors. It looks like this just been brute force has broken its way out. There's chunks of wood. There's chunks of wood that is sprayed against the front grass area. Not only that, but your attention is drawn to these specks of debris. It's almost as if there is ice that kind of sprinkles upon it. It's not that cold. It's probably like in the 70s, low as 60. But
That's
looks
cold
like
for over here.
Right.
Arizona.
It's winter time, yes, but it hasn't been any sign of a storm or anything. Usually it's not till later. This is a little strange. And as you get a look at the actual door of where they've been just smashed in, you just see, yes, ice that just trickles around it. No sign of a horse. And as you take a good look around to at least figure out where it could have gone, go ahead and roll me a mental and an investigation. So it'll be a 6 for you if you want to use your wits. It's your highest.
Demon horse.
2 successes.
Alright. Well, first thing that comes to your attention is when you check on the sheep. It's quiet. Eerily quiet. And as you don't even have to open a door as you come around the corner. It too looks like it's been bashed in. Completely iced over, just like the last one. As you make your way on in, you just see carcasses. On their wool, where there's not bits missing from these creatures, it definitely looks like the intent was not to eat, just to kill. And these creatures too, on their wool, do they have just ice crusted upon them. The blood that they lay in, it too, some parts of it are solidified from the cold. You check on your dogs as you call out for them, you whistle for them, but there is none that answer your call. I'm a dog killer. Done it before.
It's a bad thing about vampires. Everyone has a dog and it runs into a vampire or a demon and
I am legend.
No.
Yeah.
Just imagine werewolves.
Mm.
Werewolves and dogs.
Yep.
Especially if the dogs are the protective sort.
Well, then they would just turn on you, honestly. They'd be like, you know what, this guy's cooler than you, bye.
this guy's speaking my language. Literally.
Yep. But at least your house is untouched. It didn't
Shit,
look
my
like you
house is
really wanted to
untouched. She's
barge in
breaking
there.
down crying over her dogs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, you spend a
man.
lot of time training those puppers.
Yeah, the doggos.
All you know right now is your animals are slaughtered and Calamity is missing. And your barn is destroyed.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
morning.
I mean, good
least-
evening.
the horse is living up to its name.
Yeah.
True.
the thing is now, I'm probably gonna go and kill it.
Yo.
I wanna kill it.
Ooh.
Kill it.
Oh. Hmm. Well.
Like, it could have worked, but then you went and killed my animals, so now you're gonna have to pay.
Oof.
If only you
For
stopped
blood,
the
it's
sheep,
only
we
fair.
could have been good. Nope. Gotta keep going.
Well, as you investigate around, really all that you can find for any sort of trail for where Calamity could have gone was there is a little bit of blood that seemed to have dripped off its mouth after gorging itself. But it's gonna be a fun trail to keep with this kind of horse. You better hope that it left maybe ice, seeing how that seems to still lasted for whenever it broke out.
Prevalent.
Or maybe there'll be a trail of other animals.
Could it be
Honestly.
possible I roll animalkin in order to track the horse?
Yeah, I say so. Go ahead and roll me your wits in animal kin. And that'll be a horse, so that will get you a 7d10. Or actually, your wits will give you an 8d10. My goodness. That's pretty good.
He knows we're animals.
Yeah,
Okay.
specialty.
All of those were successes.
Hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, look, I am control copy.
There you go. No, that's just good for the record.
There you
books. I love
go.
that.
Oh, there's a freaking perfect in there too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mess with my
So-
dogs.
She's
Yeah, they're
pissed.
mad.
She's pissed, and that horse ain't gonna get away with this shit.
All right. Well, let's go horse hunting, shall we? Alright. Well, you follow the little bit of trail that you have to go off of. Little specks of blood and a little bit of ice just from the dew and the natural water that the grass, plants, everything around it makes. You're able to find a decent trail as it leads you, first things first, to what looks to be like a honestly no big, it's a big pond, but it definitely doesn't seem to be very deep, not deep enough to be a lake. You know this area, you can go fishing here, and that's usually what people do. You don't really see, it's not really deep enough to go boating or anything like that, but if you're looking for just a few fish here and there, this pond will suffice enough. You live alone, there's really no one competing with you. However, it's a little different today. As you see, surrounding the edges of this pond is ice. And floating in the pond is just probably a little bit under 100 dead fish that just float on the top. If you had to guess, this pond is going to have to be restocked. There is no life that remains. Even the poor plants that surrounded this pond. Frozen. Did you make your way around? Assuming whether it went inside the water or what it did, how it did it. Maybe it just went hunting for each and every one, but they don't seem to have bite marks or anything like that. You continue on the trail until it finally leads you to what looks to be an abandoned shack, honestly, barn. It hasn't been lived in probably 50 years by the looks of it. There's still potential. This definitely needs some time, tender love and care. Whoever owns these lands has definitely either forgotten about it or has put it on the wayside. But you check. What you first notice inside is the smell. It smells like burnt. Like inside, you find what looks to be a fairly large dead coyote. Its fur has been completely charred. Bits of it has even been cooked. It looks like it's fresh, though it smells horrible. Go ahead and roll for me. I don't think you have that, so you know what, I'll just do probably an awareness. I think you have that one. Yeah, roll for me a resolve and an awareness, so 4d10.
Not a single success in there.
Yeah, you try to get a good look at this thing, but as soon as you do, you notice that there are things wriggling inside it. And that's really all that you can give your attention and focus to is this thing. It even looks like this poor dead coyote is breathing because of the amount of critters that are inside it. You back off after that and, well, continue on your hunt. And as you continue tracking the horse, finally, you see in the distance some light. As you get closer and closer, it looks to be a country home with lights on. You can definitely tell there are people that inhabit this house. It's quiet. The door is wide open. Doesn't look like it's been broken into or anything like that. No, it just seems like it was just left open. What would you like to do?
I have no stealth.
I know that feeling.
What is stealth?
Do the tracks lead right into the house?
It's hard to say, honestly, but with such a good roll, it definitely appears to be so. It's hard to say because definitely this family has horses of their own, but there's definitely horse tracks that lead inside, and these ones are a little bit different than from the normal horse.
Sorry if you can hear my dogs.
That's fine.
One's still alive.
Yeah.
Aw.
Let's see. Or maybe they're just country dogs right there at that house. She's gonna get close to the house and try and peek through the windows.
Okay, you want to try to do it quietly? Because if so, you can still
Yeah.
roll your dexterity.
Mm.
To at
So
least
just-
try to move quiet. So it'd be 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Better than nothing.
Hey, both successes!
See, there you go. Alright. You know what? You know you're not the stealthiest lass, but you know to take off at least, you know, a few of things that rattle as you put it in your pocket, as you then make your way up close to the window. Quiet. You hear the sound of a TV. Sounds like sports, honestly. It's hard to tell right away which one, but it definitely sounds like an announcer. As you get closer and take a peek inside.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Zoom tight. The first thing that you notice as you peek inside, you do see the light from the TV, though its back is to you. There is a couch that faces the TV, faces you.
Bless you.
And you see that slumped, not so much on the couch, half on the couch, half on the ground, there is what looks to be what most likely was a man. An adult for sure, though there is very little details left that you can get. This body has been abused, mutilated. There's barely a face left. It's even hard to see what even race this person was, because their skin looks not like that it was burnt, and not like that it was frozen, almost like it was melted. Like acid was poured on his body. And you can even see his intestines that kind of have slid out with time from his posture, being slumped on this couch as gravity is just kind of taking its toll. You don't hear any noise at the moment, but you definitely see what looks to be movement. There is a shadow inside, further inside the house. What would you like to do?
I mean, she would have had a rifle at her house. She would have brought that.
Probably.
Please, thank you.
You're the conceal carry kind of lass, I think.
I mean, she's a bruja. What do you say?
Right.
Um,
I'm coming in armed.
yeah, especially with this crazy thing.
What do you mean? It's just your new horse.
Yeah. Don't
You know.
all your horses kill all your livestock off?
Kill all my livestock,
hunting.
kill a whole lake of fish.
And your neighbors.
Yep. Insatiably murderous, disemboweling people and melting their skin clean off. Normal horse behavior, yes. Total
Yes,
normal horse
yes,
behavior.
yes. You
Wow.
know, he's just misunderstood.
Right.
He's just
Well,
hungry.
you pull out your rifle. Nervous now. You're not even quite sure what this horse is even fully capable of. Are you going to go inside, or are you just wanting to hold your ground and wait to see what happens?
Is a bruja with anger management issues.
The door's
Do
getting
it.
kicked in.
Yeah.
You go inside then, huh?
Lynn dies on the second session. I'm doing that.
You're not dead yet. Don't do that to yourself.
Fast characters die in this game.
Hey. You're not dead yet, okay?
Look, she's a little suicidal.
Well, I
Every
mean,
vampire should be.
yeah.
Well, you take that rifle and you head on inside. As you make your way, following what little bit of movement you can see, you find behind the couch a woman. At least only what you can tell was a woman based on the clothes. By the size, most likely an adult. But once again, it's just like the gentleman. Face completely just... This one is more so encaved, like a brute force is kind of hit and it just broke inside. There is no way to be able to identify this person, even with just DNA samples or fingerprints. I mean, acid, once again, looks like has been poured on this body. Put you
Well, if
further
anyone
inside.
ever needs to, like, the perfect murder, just ring up Calamity, apparently.
Yep. Just confuse the police.
Sure.
And going inside, you are met with an even gruesome sight. I didn't think it could get worse, but there are 3 bodies and a horse inside what looks to be... It seems to have been, this was maybe where like the washroom area was. It looks like it was even a little part of it was like an office study, you know, that kind of thing. It's in complete disarray now, as what looks to be 3 bodies. One of what appears to be an adult, based on the clothes. Definitely seems like it was an older woman. And on the body, just shape. It seems to have been like an older woman, possibly even older than the one you saw inside. And 2 children. Hard to really tell the age, but you're ranging probably somewhere between for the 2. Even hard to tell the gender for these 2. Neither they both seem to be at least, dressed in jeans, but very much, they're both dressed in, field work clothes, so it's hard to say boy or girl, but ranging from 14 to probably 8 years old, these two kids are. And Calamity, well, he seems to be in high spirits as he is just chewing on one of the bodies of the boy. One of the ones that seems to at least have been taller, possibly older. And on his body, you see glyphs that glow, that burn a neon green color. And I'm just gonna send you, just you, something.
Okay.
I'm gonna basically send you what it is that you see. I'll send it to you on Discord. How does that sound? Is that okay?
Sounds
Or are you
good.
not on there?
Yeah,
This
that's
is just a
fine.
picture of dead people.
Freaking nightmare. Literally a nightmare. Freaking.
Oh,
No, this is what's glowing on its body. That's all
Okay.
it is. No nightmare. Well,
Oh.
there you go. Make sure I sent it to the right person. Perfect.
Yeah.
That would have been embarrassing. Such like Crowley.
Random
like, whoops.
things.
Right. That is the shape sigil that you see, though it is a bright neon green, and there are probably about, this is just a quick spot from what you can tell by this massive creature, with 6 that are ingrained, scarred, really hard to say, within this creature's body. But as it eats, and you hear this crunching, this slapping of flesh, go ahead and roll for me. Now, staring at these makes you feel
I'm feeling.
right, but not like that. It makes you feel sick. Not nauseous. Something that you've not felt before. I need a willpower. So for you, that's a composure and a resolve. That'll be a 5d10.
alright.
Yes.
4 successes.
Ooh, okay.
She's angry.
Yeah.
You hit
Too
every
pissed to be repulsed.
you hit every single thing that she's against.
Yeah, I did.
Will not hurt innocent people or animals.
I never said they were innocent. What?
The kids, though.
Right. That was hard to argue.
Ooh.
Your attention is drawn and absorbed by the sigil. These sigils. But all you can think about is what it's done. The short time that you've had this beast in your care and the destruction that it's already caused. Your anger oversteps this strange, almost like control that it attempts to put over you.
Ooh.
The horse finishes its feasting, almost as if it's noticed something. Its attention is drawn towards you. As its head turns and makes eye contact with you, you see blood that just encompasses its mouth, even little bits of frozen pieces on its maw. And you swear that it's maybe taunting you, daring you. You're not sure. But it definitely seems to be waiting for something. Are you gonna have a stare off?
Oh, a little bit, and then I think she just would have shouted out, like, she would have said jackass and just shot him right in the face.
Yeah, you wanna shoot him?
Right to the eyes in particular.
Yeah, that if you wanna
Okay,
shoot him,
okay.
it'll be a dexterity in your firearms.
Let's
Oh,
see.
it fails. Shoot it.
She's not thinking really straight at all right now.
Is this silver shot in this or just slugs?
Let's see.
Either way, it's gonna hurt a little bit, right?
I mean, it's a rifle. It's not a. Let's see.
Yeah.
So dexterity and firearms.
I think for you it's a 4.
Yeah. 3 successes.
It's pretty good. Are any of them 10s?
No, an 8, a 5, or actually no, it's 2. I was counting a 5. My bad.
I do that all the time.
8 and 7.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
always think 5s are successes.
So used to rounding up when it comes to a lot of different forms of math, and that's where people make that assumption from.
Right, yeah. Alright,
Yeah.
you grab the rifle, you load it. As you're gonna get a pop shot at it. Let's see, I think I wanna get shot today, you know? That's just kinda how I'm feeling.
Bye.
So I'll roll against that. I think I can beat it. Let's find out. You don't get to look over here and knock it off. I see what you're trying to do. You don't get to see.
Oh, is Taylor trying to get a peek see in?
He's totally trying to get a peek see.
It's difficult because if I try to look at Catherine, it's all right there. That's not my fault.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Could just look
Get
at the
like-
screen instead.
Hmm.
I could, but
Maybe you should.
Right there.
Maybe you should just look with your third eye and none of the others.
Then you would know. There you go. You load the shot, you aim, and as soon as you let go, it darts quickly out of the way. It's almost like a blur, green. Really, the sigils that glows from it just kind of blur together as it's there. You still swear it's there, but you notice it is now moved. And it seems to have taken that as... Go ahead and roll me a animal handle and a charisma. So for you, I think with horses, that's a 7, I think?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 3 successes and 1's a 10.
Okay. Alright. It doesn't seem like it wants to attack you. If anything, it almost as if it sees this as a sick game.
Just toying with you.
And it's
Whenever
looks
you
like
have
it's
that
just
animal
waiting.
that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. It looks like it's just waiting after that shot that missed.
She's still really angry.
How dare it jump out of the way of your shot?
I
No,
know.
no, not so much that. It's just everything that's built up to this. It's just like you've ruined everything that I've had for life for like the last, like, it's made my life
You
manageable.
just couldn't chill for one night.
Yes. Oh.
If you want to shoot again, it'll be
Yeah.
a 4d10.
Yeah, she probably
Do
would.
it.
That's only
Those
one
doggos.
success. That is only one success.
Maybe I'll do terrible too. You never know. You never know.
Wow.
You blind anger once again just shoot again as it just sidesteps back to where it was. And like same roll, just use. You notice that the sense of fun seems to be coming to a close for this beast as it finally speaks to you. You hear a voice inside your head, bestial. There is no gender or even type of creature that you could pinpoint what this voice comes from, but somehow you still understand the words that it conveys through a sick, twisted form of English. You will succumb. And roll for me another willpower, please. For you, that's a 5. 5d10. That's really good.
So 5? Alright.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna take this now. You're a pain in the butt.
That is only 1 success. Oh, great.
Ooh.
No.
Succumb.
You know, sometimes sometimes we know. You hear it inside your head as that neon green glow is almost blinding. It feels like your eyes are going to melt outside their sockets. You feel nauseous, you feel dizzy, you feel fatigued as everything almost comes crashing down around you as your consciousness once again starts to fade. Not a form of death, but almost just like you've lost your free will. And all that you can get from these few moments of confusion is 3 words. East Hyde Park. Well, Taylor, I'll move on to you. Since I get a...
Oof. No.
That's right. That's amazing. I love it.
Oh goodness.
I know, I get a ramble again. I love her.
Oh my god.
You are special. There we
Damn
go.
right, I'm an angel.
You, oh god.
Alright. Are you ready? Yep. Oh. Gotta get it.
Yeah, get in the character for the little old lady.
Yeah,
The,
right.
the ancient gypsy seer
There we go.
vampire.
I did good. You know what I'm gonna do? Since you're like right next to me, I'm not gonna like put her picture up because I could use my little like fake green screen thing here. You can see my screen. I'm just gonna put her picture on.
I
I
thought I wasn't allowed to look.
Well, you can look at her picture. You can't look at what I'm rolling for a demon horse. So I'm not gonna worry about my little green screen thing. I'm just gonna put it on my end.
Alright.
Do you want the close up?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. I'll have her
Oh,
start.
come on, you have to give everyone that picture one more time.
I don't know if it'll show up. Hold on. You want me to give it to him one more time? Yeah, hold on. I don't know if it'll show up entirely, but I'll do my best. I'll do the close up.
Oh god.
Such a beautiful
Oh
woman.
god.
There we go.
She's so beautiful.
An
You barely
absolute
see her
beauty.
third eye, though.
She's stunning.
Alright.
Oh, it's so good.
Terrifying.
I don't think she's as terrifying as the demon horse that has control of my brain right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, close second
Wow.
at least.
Alright, now I know that we could spend like 20 hours doing a training session, because I know you play like me, so we're not gonna do that.
Uh-huh.
But she is going to teach you at least a little bit about your capabilities, so it's not meta too much, you know what's on your character sheet, but she's basically going to give you a walkthrough on what your talents are. I mean, they truly are talents. Yours are a little bit different than hers, but nevertheless very similar. I'll pull up your character sheet too, so I think you more or less understand everything already, so.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward.
It's not mine for once.
Yeah, alright. But, after she gives you some time, teaching you at least what these new gifts are, kind of explaining to you what she means by calling you an angel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She is going to take you out of the caravan and into the camp. She wants you to embrace this new life that you have been given. Of course. And she is going to take you out to the little gypsy can't bury it. Now, when you first went through, they,
They'll give me the stink eye.
right, they're giving you that definitely, you don't belong here kind of thing, so. But, this time when you come out, you can see there's actually what looks to be like some decorations, like they've set up for a festival in this time.
Oh, nice.
There is lights, and not only that, but there's also music. It seems like there's been a nice little celebration, or you know what, maybe they do this every night. You know, we're really not quite sure, but there is a nice festival that's been set up. There are people that are cooking, playing, dancing, drinking.
Hey.
And not only that, but you can see children as well are running around, giggling, laughing, having a good time. Vidoma will just say to you as she's on her steps, kind of motioning you to go out now, she tells you to open your eye and see what most cannot.
Do I have to roll to open my eye?
What does that mean? I don't know, how do you open your eye?
I've done it before. And not by force. That had mild success.
I don't know, what do you want to do?
Cellophane tape.
I'm gonna open my third eye.
Okay, how are you gonna do that?
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna
Oh.
go interact with the people.
You want to interact with the people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get this bad boy rolling.
Well, I
It's
mean...
one big eye.
yeah. You get to show some skin, doctor.
Oh my.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as soon as you make your way on out, Vidoma just lets you go as she heads back inside. As you kind of make your way closer towards the center of where the lights and music is. And it's not long as you stand there for a little bit looking around, kind of confused. I don't think you know much about gypsy culture. I don't think it's really been,
Nope.
yeah, a thing in your life. But there is what looks to be a healthy young man. Honestly, he's probably like 16 years old as he comes up to you, and he holds out his wrist to you. And he tells you, for your life, he's gonna hold it up to you. There's nothing on his wrist. Honestly, he just kind of pulled back his sleeve too. But one thing that you do notice, he does look pretty inviting. Something about him, you know, I mean, he's offering you his wrist and you kind of want to accept. But what would you like to do?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Well, obviously I'm
Do
gonna
you
check his
know?
pulse.
You're gonna check his pulse?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna roll medicine intelligence.
Okay.
See how the kid's doing.
Alright, go ahead.
Any irregularities in the heartbeat. Anything like that. Yeah. 1, 2, 3 successes with 1 crit.
Okay. You check his pulse and go ahead and roll for me a willpower, please.
Oh, when the hunger takes over.
Let's see, that is composure and resolve.
Yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and 2 crits.
Alright. You feel this wave overcome you as you almost lose yourself. you quickly catch yourself moving and jerking the hand, almost as if you want to just bite it. But you catch yourself as you kind of hold it there.
What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, that was unnerving. Definitely something you might have to do some psychological research on at some point.
I'm going to apologize. Tell him that I don't know what came
Oh,
over
no,
me.
he insists. He states to you that it is an honor to be an offering. And he's looking at you just expectingly.
I don't understand what I'm supposed to do.
He tells you to eat.
What?
He kind of like, motions it closer to you. He tells you to eat. See, doesn't really know how else to explain it better.
I tell him that there is nothing there to eat. She didn't explain to me what I was a vampire, right?
No, you're an angel.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That's what I'm going with it.
He looks, a little, not confused, just, hesitant as he tells you to close your eyes.
Well, it hasn't gone bad once so far while I've been here, so why not? Close my eyes.
Alright. He's gonna take your other hand, and you feel he kind of like leads it, and you definitely can tell what he's doing. It looks like he's like putting it on his neck to feel his pulse.
Uh-huh.
And you feel once more that same thing that happened before. Now, not like trying to take control of you like last time, but that same feeling that you just want to bite him. I mean, I understand your backstory, so this is probably a really strange experience for you to want to just do something like that, but got no experience in this kind of thing, but you just, for some reason, you're not quite sure, maybe it is a sexual thing, you're not really quite sure, it's strange, but it's definitely thrilling and almost overpowering.
Alright. I'm an angel. Let's give into some of these angel urges. I'm just a silly human, maybe I won't understand. I'm gonna go for the wrist.
Alright.
I'll give it like a kind of chew.
Angel Urges, that's a pretty cool band name.
Oh yeah.
Alright, you kind of just lead into this feeling that you had, though you direct it towards the wrist and not so much his jugular, because as you know, that could be really bad. If you maybe bit it too deep, or however this is gonna work, but you go for the wrist,
Yeah.
and you feel that like awkward confusion up to a point. It's really not until your teeth finally make contact that it just feels natural. Like you've done this 100 times. You feel your teeth grow, ever so slightly,
Neat. Angel powers.
as you bite and drink, and you're not even quite sure what it is that you're drinking right away, but it's like,
I'm pretty sure I am.
it tastes like a nice sweet wine, honestly.
This child is full
It's
of wine.
definitely a red. For it is, for it is warm as it runs down your gullet, and it's not until this kind of wears off as you're pulling yourself away that that taste of iron sticks within your mouth. And he kind of like sways a little bit, but it looks like he was able more or less to know when to pull you off, and he nods and he thanks you, and he he's gonna give you what looks to be like a nice, proper little bow. It's not really like etiquette-wise, but trying to express that this was at least important to him. As he, well, is gonna make himself over to at least a bench not too far from you. He's gonna take a seat, and you see some people kind of come on over and.
Say, I'll help him get to the bench. I'm a doctor. That's kind of what I do.
I think I know what I just did.
I'll ask the boy his name.
You're gonna ask his name?
Yeah.
Just
It's
lock
like a-
lips on his wrist. Why wouldn't he ask?
It's
Why
like
wouldn't she
DM's
ask for his
worst
name?
nightmare.
You did this to me last night.
I know, and I asked for his birthday.
Oh god.
I was so mean, but I wanted to know. He tells you that his name is Vano. Don't ask me for a last name, I will leave this desk.
I don't think gypsies have last names.
Perfect, they
Yeah.
don't.
And
Sure.
what was his name?
Vano.
Vano?
V-A-N-O.
Vano. Alright. Well, I'm going to thank Vano.
That come over and it looks like they're getting him something to drink, and you know, maybe they're not so dumb after all because they're getting him some water, and you know what? That's a good place to start. But I mean, he seems to be, I mean, people seem to be proud of him, like he did a good thing.
Yeah, you have an angel.
Exactly. There you go. And you feel tugging at the sides. As you look, and there is what looks to be two small children. Yeah. You're a doctor, ranging from the ages, these two. One's probably closer to 6, the other one's a little bit older, probably shooting around 9. As they ask you to, looks like they want you to join them in a dance. They're not speaking English. What languages do you know? You only know the 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, but you can at least get from where they're gesturing and trying to pull you is they want you to dance.
Heck yeah. I'll go
Heck yeah.
dance with the kids.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of bring you in, and they're not like, it's more so just like you dance with yourself, but you just do it with, you know, friends. And there are some people that look to be doing at least 2 duo, some even group dances. But the kids themselves, it looks like they're just having fun as they drag you in.
Absolutely.
Oh right, you're weird. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but you are. You're a weirdo.
For a second, I thought we were playing Monster of the Week.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't played that one in a while. Demon horses and all. It feels very Monster of the Week,
I
doesn't it?
know, right?
Yeah.
Roll for me. Let's just go for a willpower. I think it's 6 for you.
Alright. 1, 2, 3 successes with 2 crits, so 5. 6, 10, 10.
Okay. It's a little, sure, awkward. I don't think you've been dancing very often, but you know what? You're mostly there just to have a good time with the kids. You like kids. You've always liked kids, and you've gotten pretty good with them. Giving so many kids so many shots. I mean, it's a skill that you've got to learn. So, I mean, you just have fun with them, and it's not long that, I mean, you're then kind of invited into, you know, you kind of move your way into, looks to be groups and stuff, and,
I'm a gypsy.
no, but they definitely are just, they're having fun. It really doesn't seem like this is as much about tradition, per se, as it's just a festival, a celebration. So they're not really expecting much to know their dances or this kind of thing. Honestly, it looks like they're just freestyling it, if that's what you want to say. And you find at least a form of companionship in it. Maybe it's not the most comfortable thing for you to do. And you don't even notice it at first, honestly, as it was natural to you. It's not until that you feel your band start to grow wet and it kind of drips down into your vision that you notice that you're bleeding from your forehead.
Dramatic reveal.
Yeah, you feel, and I mean, you go to like touch the eye as it's almost as if you go to touch your eye right now. You kind of wince as you're like, oh, don't. And you move back, and you don't quite see as it's more so that your eye, as it blinks and drips, and it seems as if it just leaks blood. Not that it floods the eye, but just like a constant tear stream. It's like a sense. A third sense. Haha, if you want to put it that way. You can feel the life that surrounds you. The joy, the peace, the community. You can feel their joy for, I guess, a change that has come. They seem to be excited for the future. And you feel like you can help them, even still. That you can not just improve their quality of life, but maybe offer them something a little bit more. You feel it, and more so you see it. And you notice that finally, after some time of just taking it in, no longer does blood flow from your forehead, though the eye still remains open.
It's beautiful.
I'm an angel. And you do see Fedoma. She stands off to the side. It looks like she's found herself a nice little log to sit on in the meantime. There is a gentleman that stands next to her. This gentleman, I mean, his back is to you, so you don't really get to see much, but really what you notice is he's dressed very nice. It's just that his entire, like, he's bald, and all of it's just wrapped up, you can tell. He's probably suffered some injury or something recently. And I mean, that alone is to get your natural curiosity, but it looks like Fedoma also is waving you over.
Make my way over.
Like, blood on it. Maybe you should not use white. Just get a black one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crimson.
You know what, since I can just show it to you, but I mean...
Show it to the class.
No, I'm not showing it to the class. I already have it once. I only get it once. Here you go. I'll show it to you.
Always been in more than an accident.
Oh, yeah, once you see him from the front, yeah. But she waves you on over as you make your way, and very quickly, yes, you're really not quite sure what he's been through, for you then get to see the pointed ears, and then as you come around, the eyes, which sure as heck don't look human, teeth that are completely just predatorial and inhuman in its entirety. I mean, you get a look at his hands, and he's got long, like, predatorial, like, claws, so you get the quick feeling that there's definitely something inhuman about this person. But Fedoma tells you that this is our champion, dear. He will do everything that he can to take care of us. His name is Bowman. He doesn't really do a bow, per se, but he definitely does, like, a swipe with his arm to kind of do, like, a half, if that. He tells you that he spent a lot of time looking in on you. He tells you a shame what happened to your sister.
I'll nod. And tell him that I am Dr. Aaminah. Go to shake his hand.
He gets a little bit of a sinister smile as he'll shake your hand, and I mean, you feel like the claws just like crawl up the rest of your arm as you grab on.
I'll do it.
He is cold. It's like touching a corpse. There is
Gross.
no pulse, very fleshy, eerie, but you shake his hand as he smiles at you through the bandages. He tells you that he's been watching your sire here for quite some time. He tells you that she's gonna be the one that fixes this. Kind of like wriggles his claws a little bit, kind of like sharpens his teeth.
Do you have a similar condition to my sister?
He tells you honestly he got it better than your sister. She got it the worst.
Hold on. Tell her that I will help you too.
Doma says that he can do many things. He is a good man, though he does have to do bad things many times. And so will you, dear. There will be times where you will have to do things you know are not good, but will lead to good things, and that will make it worth it. But I know that you will do what is best. You are smart, you are pretty, and you are young. Your instincts will keep you alive. This I've seen.
I will thank her. I will ask Mr. Bowman what he does. He is a champion, yes?
He nods. He tells you that he keeps you safe, keeps you hidden. That's what he does best. He also knows where your sister is. He does a lot of things.
And where is she?
Well, he tells you it's not where she is, it's the problem, it's what she is and, well, who she's with, honestly.
I heard she was with a dangerous man.
Nah, he says that's up for question. But she's definitely with a murderer, but nah, I think most of us are.
Hold on. I can think of a couple doctors who fucked up.
They fucked up an accident, right? Just like, tells you.
I was gonna say, I know this one doctor, the guy's wife was cheating on, had to get surgery. Didn't make it. Complication.
Tells you. Your sister's got the, well, how should you put this? A little screws are a little loose, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'm sure whatever caused her psychological downgrade, so to speak, is a direct result of whatever this disease is. And hopefully by
Nah, he doesn't know what your life was like with dear Mom and Pa. Clearly it was fucked up. But, oh, he'll find out soon enough, though. All he knows, though, is you are right in a sense. He says it's definitely gotten worse because of this, sure, let's call it disease.
Well, I will need several things from you then, if that is okay.
That's what he does. He gets things to places. What do you need?
All the information you have on my sister and the person she is with, and someone who can train me how to fight.
Oh shit, kid. Yeah.
Preferably with a sword. Angels use swords.
Angels use swords.
Yes, 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 yes. Go ahead and have the Lady of the Lake throw a Excalibur right your way, I'm sure.
Alright, we'll start with the easy thing first. He tells you that he doesn't really know the name of this gentleman, he just knows what he goes by, at least the media calls him. He asks if you've ever heard of the Chicago Strangler, because it's all over the news.
Huh, I'm not. I watch the news frequently. He kills, prostitutes, yes?
Nods. Says sex workers, yeah, of any sort. Gonna just be strippers. Yeah. Well, he says that most of those are just mimics. In all honesty, he hasn't really had many under his belt. It just seems like, wow. He'll tell you what you'll learn, kid, is each person's beast has its, unique flavor. Well, his is clearly, a little bit juicier than most. Now, he imagines for you, your probably flavor is gonna be, well, honestly, probably just helping people. I don't know. He's really has never once in his life seen Vidoma feed. And she just says very quietly that he never will. He's gonna tell you that he doesn't think that she actually needs to feed. That's his theory.
Tom, of course not.
But he...
She's an archangel. Duh.
It survives on divine energy alone, I'm sure.
The good
Right.
being of others. That's why she helps.
But he tells you that this gentleman is a Malkavian. He's definitely, just like your sister. A few screws are loose.
I do
Yeah.
not know this word, Malkavian.
Right. He tells you it's a different clan from me, different clan from you. He says they're, the most unpredictable, we'll put it that way.
Ah. One of the fallen ones.
Well, he wouldn't put it that way. He says they actually have some similar tricks than you. They can see things, they know glimpses. They don't comprehend them as good as your kind, but they still got the talents, and hey, that's better than the rest of us.
I'm beginning to understand. That's why they have to send an angel after one of these guys. They got the talents, but not the training.
I mean, honestly, I just sent a mercenary after my human one. I feel like that was enough, but, sure. That sounds good, too. I don't really think that you should get involved. Honestly, I think you should just wait for when this mercenary's done, and then, get your sister.
Who is this mercenary?
Oh, I was gonna tell you you're not gonna know him.
Well, I tell her I'm going to tell him. I'm going to have to keep tabs on them.
Yeah, well. He tells you that he doesn't work good with others. If anything, you'll just get in his way.
Well, from my understanding, that's kind of my point.
He says it would be pretty funny. He feels like he's gotten a little too big in his britches, that's for sure. Alright. Well, he can then arrange a meeting, if you'd like, between the two of you.
Hold on.
He'll tell you what he's learned. He says that all he could tell you, from what he's been able to gather, is Iris has last been seen in Riverdale. And what he's been able to gather is it definitely seems like she's got some signs of Beauty and the Beast, Stockholm Syndrome. So he tells you good luck.
I do not need luck. She has family.
Well, he's gonna tell Padoma that he has right now Buddy showing him a few places. Or Bubba, excuse me. Buddy's over
Bubba.
Bubba. He has Bubba showing this gentleman a few other places. He is going to, and his phone begins to ring. As he...
While he's doing that, I'm gonna GPS Riverdale. How far is that from here?
Okay. Yeah, he basically kind of just like, and he goes off, and he's gonna make his distance as he's gonna take this phone call. And, you know, you watch him as he walks out, and he just vanishes, almost just right before your eyes. He's there, and you weren't even blinking.
My third eye see anything weird?
Roll... You don't have aspects, do you?
So,
Aspects, the counter to obfuscate.
obfuscate. No, I have Fortitude, Dominate, and Obita.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at... I don't think this will count.
Fortitude, Dominate, and Obita. Nice combo.
That's
I'm
a
your guys'
special
support.
Celebria ability. If you want, you can roll for me your discipline, your first level Obita discipline. So give me your mental and your...
That's fair, technically that would work. Do I get to roll Obita 2 even though it's first level because it's second level?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
And the mental you said?
Yeah, so you're probably your intelligence.
So, 6. Alright, dice roll, you've been doing hot tonight. Oh, 2 successes.
Okay.
I realized I could have used Cloak of Shadows.
Mm.
I'm very upset about this.
Hey, you know, you gotta, like, learn your character sheet for sure. Because there's a lot. Alright, I'd say then,
Yeah, I do this a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a jerk.
I would say that all that you can gather as you attempt to feel him with your eye, even try to see, and, well, once more you feel that trickle as your eye begins to once more just cry blood. And it gives a few blinks as you actually can see a little bit more. Your equation sensing this in a sense. Yeah. Where there is energy, and with each person that dances, twirls, performs, cooks, eats, drinks, each person just, you can see a vibrance that emits from these, each individual. A vibrance, it's like Christmas lights, the white glow that reflects off the snow is honestly what it looks like. It's so peaceful. And it just has that Christmas community feeling behind it. And all that you can sense from this bowman is quite the opposite.
He's a lonely
Cold,
boy.
sad,
Aww.
repressed, secluded. And yet it has that, still that same tranquility about it, despite being quite so different. And that same feeling almost just wipes itself clean. You get to see as it completely just covers itself as it is no longer visible. No longer, it seems like it just no longer exists.
Step out of reality for a second. Hold on, let's step out for a sec. Neat.
Seems like it, but you see no more sign of him. Svedoma is asking, how do you like it here, dear?
It's lovely. There's a sense of community, of life, of purpose.
She says that she has been a part of this camp for, let's see, I think it's been closer to 400 years almost. She's seen so many children grow and so many beautiful lights dim. Oh, she says she looks very forward to you having your first little community. She thinks you will do great things for them, dear. Yes, yes.
I will thank her for everything.
Bowman says that you work at a hospital, and I think that'll probably be your next big community, dear. That and your family, I think you will help your sister, and she will need much help. That curse is not something that you can just cure, dear. It's something that you must learn to tame, control, and put at peace.
When I find her, I will bring her here.
I think it would be good for her, dear. I think she would fit in just well. She is a lost soul that just seeks happiness. She just wants success like her big sister.
And so, I'll ask her. That Bowman, he is happy alone.
She says that it is in his blood. His kind are very seclusive. They find their happiness in learning their secrets. And their secrets may not be as important as I think that they are. But each one's a little different. Bowman, he is a very good lad. He has his priorities straight. He just wants to be better. It's just that I'm afraid that if anything happens to his friend, oh, I think it will crush the poor boy. I worry about that every day.
This person there he spoke of.
Oh, no, dear, no, no. No, he has a friend. A big, strong black dog named Bubba. He's a good boy, good boy. He can act as his master demands. It's quite impressive. They are very close. That is how he still gets out most of the time. You see, many people want him dead. He has
Keep Bubba away from
many
the
friends and many enemies. But that friend of his, no one's ever looking for a little doggo. Though he's rather big and rather intimidating. I think you would like him very much.
I ask her what the next step is. Do I wait for Bowman to come back, or...
Well, dear, I think you shouldn't rush into anything. I think you should have a plan. Yes, yes, that is what you're best at. You are a thinker. I think it's best you know what you get yourself into and have the words prepared. You have the training to do so. I think you will do just fine. Maybe this friend could be of good use. I know you could do great things for him. We spoke of this earlier.
Oh, I tell her then I will wait for Bowman to come back.
Your eyes still open and I'm very impressed. You may not see much at first, but I promise you with time, you will see more than anybody else.
I'm just gonna sit down on the log next to her and enjoy this lovely little festival that's going on.
Not stare at her face.
Yeah. I got a third eye now too. What can I say?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it kind of common courtesy to maintain eye contact?
Just like stare.
That won't come off as creepy eventually at
Right.
all. No.
Well, Bowman does eventually make his way on back after just talking for a few minutes. And, I mean, you don't hear him. It's not until that he starts walking around that you see him. Mm-hmm.
Someone needs to bell Bowman.
Alright, he's got some good news and he's got some bad news. Good news. He thinks he knows where this Malkavian is at the moment. Bad news. He thinks he's separated with your sister, for the moment at least.
And I have no reason to find him.
He says at least for now. Now, he's got a hint. If you wanna, I guess, try to help. I don't know what a doctor's gonna do, but there was a message inside a bottle that was found that said, "Red line, green line, go." Yeah, it's clearly a Malkavian puzzle. He says they like them very much. They like their games.
I ask if he knows what it means.
Oh, he really only has one good guess. And it really just pushes back to Riverdale, but more specifically where the red line and the green line, and he means quite literally, where they both run through. He says they're metro lines, both of them.
Trains, yes.
Mm-hmm. He's thinking that's probably a good place to start, but he'll have to look at a few cameras and kind of get a good idea of what he's working with. He's not walking into a trap. Oh, he tells you that these Malks are good. They know better than anyone when they're being hunted. Nah, he's not walking into a trap. That would make this no fun.
Alright, well, I'll go ahead and give Bowman my business card. Dr. Amala Shamash. Tell him we can use to call. He has my number.
He asks if these are, if you printed these yourself, or does this come from your hospital?
Oh, I tell her that I used a company.
He tells you he can do much better, but he's gonna take it.
Yeah, I do not need to. This is modest and gets the point across.
You know what? He'll nod at that. Just kind of give Vadoma a nod as well, as he's gonna grab her shoulder and he's gonna give her a kiss on the cheek. You know?
Sweet boy.
Yeah, it does definitely seem like it's kind of like to his grandma kind of thing. But, gives her a kiss, tells her that, he's gonna go catch him a bad guy. Well, she tells him to be careful. She knows that he will do just fine, but he says he'll keep an eye out for Bubba. He thanks her. Just kind of like cleans himself up a bit.
Do you happen to have the name of a trainer I could see while we're waiting for this information to come in?
A what?
Trainer.
A trainer?
I asked for a sword fighting trainer.
He'll tell you that he'll have to look into that. He's sorry, kid. He doesn't really know anyone nowadays who runs around with a sword. He tells you a little outdated.
There you go, Cunty.
Well, he tells you when you go inside a government building, I mean, what's your plan then, huh?
Won't need a sword there.
Verdoma can't help but kind of chuckle. Right. He says he'll get back to you on that one. That's for sure. He'll see if he can find a masterful swordsmith in Chicago. Good God. Alright. He's gonna make his way on off. And he's gonna quickly kind of just like, not run. It's more so like a jog as he goes into the shadows, and then once more just his energy wipes itself clean out of existence. Doma sits there for a little bit and she's kind of quiet. She finally says that she could probably teach you a few things if you are interested.
She's like, I use a sword.
I don't use a sword necessarily, but I still know a few tricks that will apply. For the posture and stance always remains the same. If it is not clean and if it is not balanced, well, you'll do no good with any weapon.
I accept.
Well, then I guess how she's gonna train you.
Gonna have to do some smiting.
Yep.
How she's gonna train you then is she's going to go up to some of the people playing the music, as she's going to request a song. And like I said, I won't make you roleplay every moment of your training, but it's horrible. But she is going to pick a song that is a little bit more, not quicker paced per se, but definitely stronger, louder, as she is going to do a dance with you, and she doesn't walk you through how to do it. Instead, as she goes through, she kind of like, gets herself set up to give you at least a little bit of time to watch and mimic the best you can. Now, I don't think you have performance, nor do you have
Correct.
any brawl or melee,
Uh-huh.
or really anything that would be useful.
Correct. So I gotta train.
Right.
Trained in the art of dance fight.
Dance fight.
I'm a sword some bitches.
My PhD is in dance.
I guess for now, go for a dexterity and a stamina.
Alright. Those are things I have.
I mean, everyone does technically.
1, 2, 2 successes.
Okay. It's definitely clumsy. I mean, you are just trying to keep up and copy the best you can, and sometimes your feet are switched, and sometimes maybe you miss a step, but you at least get what she's going for as she moves. She definitely, I mean, you're not always standing in the right place, so she goes to kind of knock you off kilter. That kind of thing. And you get the idea of, okay, clearly this is, even if I have a sword, if she just kicks my leg here, I'm gonna go down. Very easy to at least catch on to that, but not really do you ever get the upper hand on her. It's mostly you just trying to keep up the entire time.
Bueno.
Yeah. But nevertheless,
Slapped around by an old gypsy.
you're at least able, I mean, you work long days at the hospital, so you're able to get through some pretty physically excruciating days, because sometimes you're there for days. So you're able to, at least to keep up, keep your breath at least short, swift. And maybe not so much learn too much at the moment, but at least you're getting an idea of how training under her is going to be. Very erratic, put it that way. And I will switch to, technically it's both of you.
Well, it sounds like we might be up.
Sounds like it.
Off the buddy duo.
Both.
Okay.
Buddy cop movie over here.